Now obviously, when you have this stuff, you don't want to step on this stuff. Granted, if it's faced the right direction, you're only going to have the carpet installation nails sticking up. But if you've got some, see like this one here, it's upside down. See those long nails? Those are the installation nails that they nail down. Here's the little nails that go up. If it's like that, you walk over across that, look out. It's going to go right through your boot, possibly, or your tennis shoe. So just be mindful of that until you get all done. Walk around carefully. And yeah, you probably want to see me do this room too. Hey, if you're still watching and you like to watch other people work, okay, fine. I'll leave this going in this one particular room until I get done, okay? Just for you. Oh, and I wanted to point out, someone who installed some of this tack strip from before, I've never seen it that thin. Look how thin that is. This is the normal size of a regular piece of tack strip. Okay? Look at this. They chintzied it. I don't like that. I'm glad I'm taking it out because you have a tendency of this stuff to crack, you know, when they install it or when they start pulling and stretching their carpet on this long run here in the master bedroom. Another reason why I should be taking this up. See, this is the normal stuff. See how fat it is? Okay. Just thought you might be interested in that. I've never seen it that thin. Never. You got it all along this wall, well, up to that section. Shovel down in there. Kind of concentrate on keeping this down at a downward angle, because if you're not careful and it's up just a hair, you could hit the edge, the front edge of it, and come up and gouge your baseboards or something. You know, especially if you have a long handled shovel and you're taking your time and you're not mindful, you go, oops. You know, now that's something else you might have to fix. So I always kind of try to remember that as I'm doing this. Keep it down, keep it at an angle. There's another thin piece. It was thick from there to about there, and then they scabbed in some thin pieces. And like I say, I've never seen the thin stuff. Never. Okay, let's just keep her going. I told you I would finish this room with you. If you're still here, thanks for watching. Now granted, it might come up a little bit harder than that if you're on a concrete subfloor. You can still get it up, but you're going to leave a lot of concrete nails, and sometimes the nails, if you pull them up, it pops the concrete around them. So lots of times what I'll do is try to tap the nails sideways and snap them off, you know, later with a hammer. It's like child's play. It's taking money, candy away from a baby because I'm doing this. Why should I really pay somebody else to do this? Anybody else to do this. I brought my vacuum over here because remember, initially, if you've been watching my videos from the start, you would have seen that this carpet was all stretched out and puckered all over the place. And initially, we were thinking about stretching the carpets and leaving the carpets and maybe replacing them, maybe in a couple of years. But I guess we got thinking about it. And it almost made sense. Hey, since got everything torn up, we might as well replace the carpets too. And it gave us time to reflect and think about changing out the carpet. and the planking, the existing planking to a vinyl planking in the front. That's going to look good. And now I don't have to cut in and paint all my walls and ceilings and baseboards right down next to the carpet. So it makes everything so much easier. Let's get you moved. Just here, good old tripod helping me out. Helping me out. Okie dokie. There's a nail. There's a few nails I have to pull. If you're strategic about it, most of the nails are going to come up. You'll be able to see which nails were the installation nails, and that's where I put the point. You know, that's where I try to put the point. Sometimes it doesn't, you know, sometimes it breaks off next to the edge of one of the little installation nails. And because there's a couple here, and if the nails are still straight, I'll put them in my little box. I have a little box of little nails and picture frame nails, you know, a little container with all kind of different assortment. Who knows when I could use those for something else? And I'm not gonna get all anal about it and take all of the tack strip and pound all the nails out so I can save all the nails. Hey, if you want to, you can do that. If you want. I'm just gonna put those nails right down in there to remind me. I'm trying to get right where the installation nails are. Oops. Alright. Some of the OSB plywood was up just a little bit because they cut the register in the wrong place. Whoever measured, and it looks like they had a piecemeal little piece there in there. Fill on there, see if there's any nails. Okay, and you know what I'm going to do now. And I could pick up all of these with these rubber gloves. Look, after a while they get all pulled apart. I bought a 10-pack of these for like $6. Sometimes you can get 5-pack, 6-pack, 10-pack even at the Home Depot. And you know, whenever I see those, I can't resist. Even if I don't need them right now, I'll buy them because it's like six-pack for $5. I can't afford not to get them because I use them all the time. And I've only used these to pull up the carpet pad and the carpet and stuff like that. See how bad they are? But they're still working. I could pick all this stuff up with this, but because I've got Mommy brought her heavy work gloves, I'm just going to put those on. No, I don't have to be worried about it. It's like picking up thorny rose bush stuff, you know. So as long as I can fit it in here, I can just take this right down to the dumpster like that. No problem whatsoever. And that's how I'm going to do it. You don't have to cut this with a skill saw or anything. It generally snaps off wherever. Okay, so I'll do this. I'll pick up all that stuff. I'll go throughout this room because I don't want to leave this stuff. As soon as you get this stuff down here, now's the time to get it thrown away. And what I could do, you know, if I had a big dumpster here, I would pick up all the long ones. Oh, look at that! I missed a couple right there. I'd pick up all the long ones and kind of stack them up against the wall. If I had a laborer here, he'd just pick those up in his arms. and take them out there, put them in a wheelbarrow. We wouldn't break them all up like this, but because there's no on-site construction dumpster, you know, I'm just putting stuff in the dumpster right here on site, the small one. And I'll just stack it in there, and I'll get them all picked up, and I'll get all of these in this other room picked up. Nice little workout for you. It's not that stressful. It's not that hard to do this. You can do it yourself, save yourself some money, save yourself some aggro, and you can check out the floor, check for squeaks, check for urine marks from dogs or cats. I mean, all kinds of stuff I can do because I'm doing it myself. And remember, I was telling you about this vacuum. I brought the vacuum because initially we were going to save all the carpets to stretch them out, and so I've been vacuuming a little bit and stuff. It comes in handy, but I'm glad I still have it here because I use that up on this top landing. Even if I knew I was going to take out the carpet, still good to have the vacuum on the ready with the attachments and stuff. Because after I swept down the ceilings and the walls and scraped up a little bit up there, there was all kinds of accumulated dust up there when the cleaners came before we bought the condo. They didn't get up there, and that was all dusty, so I kind of swept that off, and then I did a once over with the vacuuming. And see, when I get done with this room, when I sweep up and everything, I'm going to actually sweep up underneath this edge and maybe take up a screwdriver, putty knife, make sure everything's all clean under there. Make sure there's no little old piece of tack strip down in there and stuff, because you want that gap nice and clean and open. Because when they install their carpet, they cut it a little bit long against the baseboard, and then they shove it underneath that ledge. So if you have a built-up something underneath that ledge, you can't get that carpet under there. That's why when I took out this little tongue and groove cedar 3/8 planking, they had vertical going here, vertical over there or something, and I was having a heck of a time getting that last piece out because they had nailed it so close to the baseboards and stuff. So I knew I didn't want that edge filled up with an old piece of planking material, because then they wouldn't be able to shove their carpet under there. So I spent extra time underneath this one here, being real careful to make sure to pry out all of the remaining planking that was underneath there, okay? Remember those kind of things. If you're going to be doing it yourself, you want your carpet installed properly. If I would have left the planking, they would have cut the carpet the same length as everywhere else, and then they would have started pooching it down there, and the carpet would only go down so far. It wouldn't go down and then under, you know, like how they normally do it. And then later on, maybe you see, hey, what's that over there? Well, the carpet kind of went down and it didn't push under just right, and it puckered different because they didn't cut the carpet exactly perfect that time, or it dips down and you can see where the baseboard wasn't painted all the way down from before, or who knows, you know? So do a good job when you're taking everything out. And so I'll do that, and I'll sweep up, and then I might take my vacuum attachment, you know, if I want, and just run it along there. It wouldn't take me very long to do that as a once over when I got done with the entire project. Okay, back to work I go. Hey, thanks again for joining me and watching these episodes. Well, that's all I have for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.